After the Mad Gear Gang was destroyed, the citizens of Metro City finally thought their nightmare was over. But without the Mad Gear to control the underworld, the street gangs fought amongst themselves for power over the city. In the end, the Skullcross Gang reigned supreme. Several months later, Mayor Mike Hagar got a call from an old friend.
Long time no see, guy. How did your training go?
Pretty well. I think I learned a few new moves.
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor. I'm Detective Lucia, of the Special Crimes Unit. The city is under attack. What? We've got a huge riot that just broke out in the center of town. If we don't move quick, they're going to rip Metro City apart. Guy, I'm gonna need your help.
You got it.
Wait a minute, Mr. Mayor. I can lead you to them. Who the heck are you? Does it really matter? All you need to know is that I know where they're headed. I haven't got a choice, so I'll trust you. But if you're leading me into a trap, I'm gonna grind you into the pavement. Let's hit the streets.
I'm on my way.
Yes, sir. Okay, welcome to Final Fight 3. We're finally going to finish the Final Fight trilogy with the third game. So, I'm going to do auto two-player play because I figured it would switch things up a little bit. It's going to give me an AI-controlled partner until they game over. So, I'm going to be playing as Mike Hagar, and the AI will be Officer Lucia. Officer Lucia. So, Final Fight 3 doesn't change much up, which is why I think it's the weakest of the three. I think visually it looks the best. It's definitely the best looking game in the series, even though I think the art style is kind of worse. Everything looks too tall, I think. But the gameplay is basically the same. The only difference is that this time, which I think is the best thing that this game has going for it, is that it introduces, like, command inputs. So, while it still does control like the other games, it now has elements of a Street Fighter game, or, you know, a fighting game. So you can see there in the corner of the screen, it says Super. I built up my meter, and now if I press the right button combinations, Hagar will do a super move, which is really nice. It's basically like a one-hit kill. So yeah, I think that's a very nice new addition to the series. And if they had continued making these games, which I still think they should do, that would have been something nice to build off of. I think this was the first game in the series, at least that was on console, that had a two-player option even, because obviously that was a big thing in the arcade. It was that, you know, you and a buddy could just play together. But in the SNES, and I think maybe Sega CD did have two-player, but yeah, on the Nintendo games they did not have two-player until this one. So I'm very bad at command inputs. I'm just going to say that right in the beginning of this. I am bad at command inputs. So basically, for the first like couple videos probably, you're not going to see me do command inputs correctly. You're not going to see me do the super move. If you do see me do it, it's by complete accident. Eventually, though, I will get the hang of it, and I'll just be able to start doing it properly. Just like with Final Fight 2, Final Fight 3, this was like my second time playing through this game. So I'm not, you know, the most knowledgeable about it. Still, the one that I know the most about is the first game, because it rules. It's still the best one. But, yeah, in this little, like, you know, example or whatever, I can't think of the word, this little exercise of me playing through all the other games, I definitely see the merits of each. You will notice one thing. I can't tell if this is because of the AI-controlled partner or if the game is just like this anyway, because I haven't played it single. I just figured that's just a nice little thing to, you know, allow you to have a AI-controlled partner here. But, the game has massive amounts of slowdown, like when you're playing it. It feels like you're playing, like you're walking through soup or whatever. I'm pretty sure that has something to do with the AI-controlled partner, but I'm not sure. I think it's just that the game only allows certain amount of enemies or people on screen at a time, and by throwing in a partner, you're basically fudging the numbers a bit with the amount of things allowed on screen. So, yeah, that's what I'm assuming is happening. If I took the AI away, it would probably run a lot better. But this fight is fine, but it continues a trend of something that was in 2 that I did not like, which is characters' drop shadows having, like, hitboxes. Also, yes, Capcom managed to find a way to put jiggle physics in a sprite-based game. Regarding the story, just like Final Fight 2, you do have to play it on the hardest difficulty in order to get the best ending. And I think, if I'm remembering correctly, each character you play as has a different ending, I think. Or at least they're front and center in their ending. But I only played this on normal. I really didn't feel like playing this again. You miss, like, a couple of lines of dialogue, really. So I didn't really think it was too, you know, it was really worth playing through it again. I talked about this when I played through Final Fight 2, but one of the things that I'm not too happy with this game is that, you know, the first game is all about Metrocity, if you will. You know, you go through all of these, like, city-type locations. The second game is like a globe-spanning adventure, which I really like. You go to, each level is a different country or a different area, and I really like that. Final Fight 3, we're just kind of back in Metro City. There's not really much else going on here. The locations are different enough from the first game that it's not that big of a deal, but it's still, I think, a bit of a bummer, and I would have rathered to see really anything else. But at this point, I don't know what they could have done other than, like, take them into space. I don't know. It would have been interesting to see what else they could have done, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm out of ideas. You know, you do a city, you do different countries. I don't know, what else do you do? So, yeah. One of my favorite moves that you'll see me do a lot is that, like, clothesline attack, where you run and then you can attack out of your run. I really like. Also, I don't know how I feel about this Mike Hagar design. Currently, as I'm recording this, I am a Mike, and I have a ponytail. My hair has gotten so long. I have not cut it since COVID started. So I am wearing a ponytail. I like ponytails. More men should have ponytails. But I don't think Mike Hagar looks good with a ponytail. I think it's too long. His ponytail is too long and it's too weird. I don't. It's just such a weird jump from the last game to this one. Why has he got a ponytail? And I do not like his outfit at all. He's got those boots from the Super Mario Brothers movie that make them jump real high. And I don't like the green coloring of his shorts. I think his other designs were far, far superior. I feel like if I were to, because, you know, I still have yet to play any of these games, at least recently, with any character other than Mike Hagar. I feel like Lucia is probably, or Lucia, I don't know how to pronounce that. She's probably the type of character that I would like to play as. She looks like she's fast. I like fast characters, and I do like playing as women. So yeah, one thing that I don't think is very relevant to this video, but will become important as this game progresses, which, by the way, I don't think this one's going to be as long as Final Fight 2. Final Fight 2 was 4 parts. Maybe it'll still be 4 parts, but I don't see it being longer than that. This game introduces, like, multiple pathways. Depending on what you do in each level, you might have a different pathway that you take. I didn't really pay attention to it mostly through this playthrough, except for one point, because I wanted to skip. There's a boss in this game that I really hate, probably the most obnoxious boss in the series, and I went out of my way to skip the path that leads me to him. So you shan't be seeing one boss in particular, but the fact that there are multiple pathways, and I think I took the straight, like, normal pathway in this playthrough, means that there could be a point in which I revisit this game. Maybe when I can finally see my friends again in person, maybe we'll play through it and take a different pathway. Maybe I'll play as someone that isn't Mike Hagar, but why would you want to? It's Mike Hagar. He's the best. Mike Hagar rules, dude. But we are coming to the end of this video. I believe this is another Street Fighter character. I might be wrong, but he looks familiar. But I will see you in the next video, where we continue our final fight. So, see you then.